Stop scrolling because what I'm about to tell you will rewrite the future of artificial intelligence. OpenAI has just signed a deal worth $300 billion. Yes, bigger than the GDP of more than 150 countries combined. And the name of this project, Stargate, sounds like science fiction, right? But here's the shocker, it's not a movie, it's not a dream, it's real. And it's about to unleash 4.5 gigawatts of raw power, enough to light up entire nations, not for people, but for machines. This is more than a contract. It's a weapon. A weapon in the hands of OpenAI and Oracle that could shake Microsoft, Google, and Amazon to their core. Because what just happened isn't a business deal. It's the opening shot of the AI Cloud Wars 2025. So, what exactly is Project Stargate? It's not just a partnership, it's a masterstroke, a colossal deal between OpenAI and Oracle designed to build the largest AI supercomputing infrastructure the world has ever witnessed. Forget ordinary data centers. Forget server racks humming quietly in some warehouse. Project Stargate means stadium-sized complexes packed with GPUs, custom silicon, cooling towers, and energy pipelines that feel more like nuclear plants than cloud facilities. And then comes the number, $300 billion. Let that figure echo for a second, because it's not investment, it's insurance, a direct bet that whoever controls compute at this scale will control the very destiny of artificial intelligence. But here's where it detonates. Oracle isn't just selling hardware. They're unleashing 4.5 gigawatts of dedicated power into OpenAI's hands. That's why some analysts whisper, this isn't cloud computing anymore, it's the Manhattan Project of AI. Let's pause and ask the real question. Why does compute matter so much? The truth is brutal. Every single AI breakthrough, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, depends on one thing: raw computational horsepower. Without it, models stall. With it, they explode into new levels of intelligence. Think of compute as rocket fuel. Whoever controls the biggest tank flies the furthest. That's why Google spends billions on TPUs. Amazon builds AWS like fortresses. Microsoft expands Azure at breakneck speed. But here's the twist. Even these giants are choking on bottlenecks, energy shortages, chip scarcity, data centers overheating. The demand for AI power is outpacing the supply. Now enter Project Stargate. By securing 4.5 gigawatts of energy and a 300B buildout, OpenAI and Oracle leapfrog the blockade. Suddenly, Microsoft's Azure doesn't look invincible. Google's Gemini feels underpowered. Amazon's AWS looks slow. This isn't just infrastructure, it's nuclear-scale compute, a stockpile of digital warheads ready to unleash. And the side that controls this arsenal controls the very heartbeat of future intelligence. Now, let's talk fallout. First, Microsoft. For years, they've poured billions into OpenAI, embedding its brain into Office, Windows, Azure. They thought OpenAI was chained. But Project Stargate breaks the lock. OpenAI shows it's not just a partner, it's a free player reaching for scale even Microsoft can't deliver. That's a nightmare for Satya Nadella because control is slipping through his hands. Next, Google. Gemini was hyped as the ChatGPT killer, but Gemini's lifeline is compute, and compute is what Project Stargate hoards in terrifying amounts. Without power at this scale, Gemini looks like a race car stuck in gridlock, while OpenAI speeds down an empty superhighway. Amazon, the giant of cloud, AWS built like a fortress. But for the first time, Amazon feels exposed, because when compute is concentrated elsewhere, AWS risks becoming the slow lane of AI, and then comes Oracle, for years mocked as outdated, ignored, a dinosaur in modern cloud wars. But now, Oracle becomes the kingmaker. With Stargate, it transforms overnight from underdog to unexpected titan. The message is clear. The cloud wars are not just about who has the best model. They're about who controls the power to run them at unimaginable scale. And today, OpenAI and Oracle just dropped a warhead in the center of Silicon Valley. Let's break down that number, 4.5 gigawatts. It sounds abstract, but let's make it real. That's enough power to light up 3 entire New York cities, enough to run 4,500 hospitals at full capacity, enough to charge 100 million Tesla batteries simultaneously. And yet, none of that power is going to homes, cities, or cars. Every single watt is being funneled into one purpose: training artificial intelligence. Why does that matter? Because next-generation AI models aren't like the ones we use today. They don't just autocomplete text or generate images. With power on this scale, models can run simulations of global economies, model entire ecosystems, even predict wars before they begin. This isn't compute as we know it. This is intelligence on steroids. And with each new terabyte of data consumed, each watt of energy burned, these models grow sharper, faster, more autonomous. Here's the terrifying part. Controlling this much power means controlling what kind of intelligence emerges. It's no exaggeration to say that Project Stargate gives OpenAI and Oracle the keys to creating digital minds unlike anything on Earth. Minds that may be powerful, unpredictable, unstoppable. Now the billion-dollar question: what does all this power actually create? Because this isn't just servers stacked in a desert. This is a launchpad for technologies that will redraw the boundaries of human life. Start with healthcare. Imagine AI models that don't just suggest treatments but design entirely new drugs in days, not decades. AI that scans your DNA and builds personalized medicine tailored only for you. Lives saved, industries disrupted. Move to finance. Picture an AI that can read markets in real time, processing billions of signals per second. Hedge funds crumble, banks panic. Stock exchanges become battlefields. Whoever controls this intelligence doesn't just make money, they control the very pulse of the global economy. Now defense. Supercomputers capable of running war games not once, not 1,000 times, but millions of times per second. Every move an enemy makes predicted before it happens. Drones, cyber weapons, strategy, all optimized by a machine that never sleeps. Wars won before a single bullet is fired. And then comes the scariest application: governance. AI that predicts riots. AI that forecasts elections. AI that suggests laws before parliaments even vote. Control the system, and you don't just run a country, you run the narrative of reality itself. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the real-world Pandora's box that Project Stargate is about to unlock. And once the lid is open, there's no going back. Now, let's look at the battlefield, the cloud wars of 2025. On one side, Microsoft holding onto Azure like a fortress, billions invested, deep integration with OpenAI. They thought control was theirs, until Project Stargate landed like a meteor. Suddenly their grip feels shaky, because compute is power and power has shifted. Next, Google, Gemini, once hyped as the ChatGPT killer, now stumbles. Why? Stargate's scale makes Gemini's infrastructure look like a toy. Models that should dominate suddenly lag. Google's empire faces an invisible storm, a shadow player that nobody saw coming. Amazon, the cloud colossus. AWS, built to be untouchable. But with 4.5 GW of AI energy controlled elsewhere, Amazon is forced onto the defensive. The giant isn't moving fast enough. Its kingdom could soon be bypassed by forces no one predicted. And then there's Oracle, long ignored, mocked, underestimated. The silent player in the shadows. But with Project Stargate, Oracle transforms overnight. From underdog to kingmaker. Suddenly, it holds the cards that decide the fate of all competitors. The message is crystal clear: the next decade won't be decided by software alone. It will be decided by who commands the AI brains, who fuels them with unmatched compute, and who controls the energy to train intelligence at godlike scale. Let that sink in. The cloud wars aren't coming. They're already here, and the moves being made right now will echo for generations. So, let's step back for a moment and look at the reality. Project Stargate is more than a $300 billion deal. It's not just a tech breakthrough, it's a revolution in how power, intelligence, and control intersect. OpenAI and Oracle have created a system that can shape the future faster, smarter, and more decisively than anything we've seen before. Think about that. Because with 4.5 gigawatts of dedicated AI energy, with supercomputers that learn at lightning speed, we're entering a world where decisions may no longer be made by humans alone. The balance of power is shifting silently but catastrophically, and the winners and losers, they aren't just companies. They're empires, economies, even governments. Microsoft, Google, Amazon all scrambling to respond. Oracle and OpenAI writing the rules of a new era. But here's the kicker, this is just the beginning. What Stargate unleashes in AI will ripple across healthcare, finance, defense, climate science, and governance. Every sector could see disruption beyond imagination. Every decision could be influenced by algorithms that outthink every human expert, every single time. So ask yourself, are we ready for what's coming? Because Project Stargate doesn't wait, it doesn't hesitate, it moves. And the Cloud Wars 2025 have already started. Stay alert, watch closely, and prepare. Because the future of AI, maybe even the future of humanity itself, is being written right now. And this story is far from over.